We are trying to stock in the fish in the drying chamber. You can see them. Let me put this other one here. Okay. The GDS gender design project that I'm handling, I'm working with designing fish drying facility, improving the traditional design for the women. Fish drying is an occupation that is dominated by women. Mostly women will use that facility, that the innovation that we are bringing. So because of that, they had to be considered. A part of what the women complained was excess heat. Hits the tummy of the pregnant woman, the elderly ones, the younger ones, and if by any mistake their body touches the oven, it burns them. So coming into designing, improving technology for women, fish vendors, fish processors in my community, fish marketers, developing this project for them. We have women participants in all the senatorial districts of our states, and we gave them opportunity to express. We interviewed the leaders. We gave forum for open discussions in focus group discussion settings, So an opportunity was given to them, asking them some questions, and they make the inputs in the innovation based on their likings, based on their cultural background, the historical background. All of it has to be considered in building the innovation, the new machine for them to use. Today, we have come out with life-size model of fish drying design to replace the traditional fish smoking method. This equipment also promotes the traditional culture because it is still about smoking. It's not taken away from smoking, but it has been improved in a situation. It can be done more economically, more comfortably, taking care of so many health hazards. The machine is right here. In this particular innovation, you can touch the body because of the conservation of heat within it. Heat doesn't escape. This one, heat is reserved. So because of that, the time with which you heat the fish, dry the fish, will be far shorter. African women, anywhere they belong, they can equally demonstrate this, use it, adapt it, and have the benefits to the women first and to the entire community. So we are very grateful that this we were able to achieve.
In this project, to be developing a fish dryer to improve fish processing for small-scale female processors in Nigeria. This project will be done in Lagos State, Nigeria. So this project will be led by Dr. Kafayat Fakoya. My own name is Abiodun Sholanke Ayojesutomi. We also have Professor Adenike Boyo. Then we have Professor Shehu Latunji Akitola. Then last but not least, we have Dr. Kafayat Ajelara. So fish processing in Nigeria is largely female-centric in the sense that women are the largest player in this value chain. It has been dominated by the traditional means of fish preservation like the sun drying and the local smoking method, which, apart from the fact that it has been highly inefficient, it leads to contamination. Then wood, that is the major energy source, is costly, and apart from that, there are occupational hazards and health hazard associated with the use of wood, like some woods have polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon.
Now these are chemicals that are in the wood, and because this wood is smoked, it now gets into the fish, and the accumulation of these pH over over time can actually cause cancer, from consumption. So there's also a lot of potential in the fish processing industry because people do like smoked fish, and of course knowing that our women are predominantly using wood, that rules them out.
So this is one of the major cross of this project. We are now thinking of introducing a hybrid dryer, in the sense that it will be an hybrid between solar dryer and biomass. The reason why we are bringing in these two is because solar dryer, as you know, is renewable, is a clean energy source, and biomass will be able to impact the desirable smoking flavor that makes people desire smoked fish in Nigeria and elsewhere.
But then we also look at the issue of the wood, introduce them to charcoal, because charcoal is much more safer than using wood. So that was the focal point.
Hello, I am Carolina Spataro, and I am the primary investigator of this research project. Our case study aims to develop the guideline for design and redesign university spaces to be more gender inclusive.
Hello, I am Griselda Flechler, and I am the co-primary investigator of this research project.
Cuando, tuvimos la información acerca de que se abría la posibilidad de submitir un proyecto aquí en Carton, nosotros estábamos ya insertas en un proyecto financiado por la Universidad de Buenos Aires que analizaba las cuestiones que tienen que ver con los estudios de género, no solamente referida a la cuestión del diseño de los espacios, sino también a otros aspectos. Y a mí me interesaba focalizar y profundizar en la cuestión del diseño de los espacios en el espacio universitario de la Universidad de Buenos Aires, en el contexto de la agenda feminista que irrumpió en las universidades nacionales de la Argentina, sobre todo a partir del año 2015. Y también nos pareció interesante sumar a referentes de género en facultades de ciencias exactas que aquí tienen un desarrollo de todo lo que tiene que ver con la tecnología, con los STEAM y todo lo que el programa empezaba, digamos, proponía como marco para pensar este proyecto. Entonces, para analizar eso, nos propusimos organizar el trabajo justamente en entender que por un lado había que hacer un relevamiento material, físico, de las modificaciones en el edificio, en los edificios del campus, pero por el otro había que tener un registro de la sociabilidad, de las percepciones de las personas que usaban esos espacios, tanto de quienes son investigadores y académicos, docentes, como de la planta de trabajadores no docentes, y por supuesto también de los estudiantes, ¿no? De les estudiantes. Segundo, para lo que tenía que ver con informarnos acerca de las percepciones y la sociabilidad en el espacio, planteamos dos metodologías posibles. Una tenía que ver con una encuesta masiva que se realizó con un sistema online, SurveyMonkey, ¿no? Para encuestar acerca de las sensaciones y percepciones de espacios específicos que delimitamos para poder ver qué era lo que pasaba, y nosotros diseñamos un listado de sensaciones a partir de un marco teórico de lo que tiene que ver con el giro afectivo, el affective turn, y a partir de ahí tuvimos respuestas que eran conducidas a partir de esas sensaciones específicas. Toda esta metodología que la pensábamos implementar se vio impedida por la pandemia. Entonces, rápidamente lo que hicimos fue entender que teníamos que aplicar otra metodología que, si bien sostuviera la perspectiva y el enfoque de la etnografía, tenía que ser digamos, enfocado en la etnografía digital.
We are working on gender perspective and housing in Rwanda. So to get a background of our project, we thought that this project is very important in Rwanda because looking on where we work, for example, we found out that there is something which is missing in our offices, in our houses, for example, in our dormitory when we are students. So there is something really missing. So we want to bring some gender inclusivity. When I'm talking about gender inclusivity, I'm talking about, for example, pregnant women. I'm talking about someone who is sick when during the office hour. I'm talking about disabled people. So those people are not really included when we are building our houses. In my group, I have a civil engineer. I have someone who did geography. And I have also someone who did GIS, Geography Informatics System. I have someone who did renewable energy, and myself did physics. And when we are working, so we think we thought of bringing a solution, looking at the situation that we are and looking also the way the things are being developed. So how can we really improve our housing system? So we sat down and then discussed and then said, okay, we think by doing a survey and doing like really finding out, we know some basics, maybe, but we don't know or the whole story. So by approaching people and then discussing with them, we can get more data and then also think of some solutions. We're going to do two kind of data collection, qualitative and quantitative. For the quantitative, we are going to have a group discussion, and we have asked the permission to have some few staff in different institutions to talk to. Send some questionnaire to the officers in 20 institutions, and the country is evolving. We are becoming a research-based economy. I think we are going to be more innovative in the situation where our housing also is going to be involved in whatever we are going to innovate. So I think by reading the report from this project, there are going to be some improvement in the construction of the house. So we are implementing, or we are conceiving the document or report, but we don't know if the policymaker, the engineers, the Ministry of Infrastructure is going to endorse what we are giving them. So we need to keep following up the combination that we are going to give to them, and then see if they can put some of them in practice.